Okay, it's Monday 23rd of January. It's come up to 11:15 in London time. For New York, that's just coming up to 6 a.m. Looking at the high time frame top-down analysis right now. On the daily, so zoom into this one. My sentiment hasn't changed. You've got the daily break structure by here. For me to be bullish, price has to come above this high up here. So we're still in a decline right now. On the 4 hour, on Friday we had a close higher. It came up to, I was starting to come up to the 4 hour break of structure just by here, and this 4 hour zone got set up right now. So we're kind of at the midpoint for the 4 hour in terms of the internal range right now. So external range is up here, and down by here is where the line setting is. This is my target. If I put a quick fib on this so we can mark it out. So price has just come up to premium area, and on the latest candle you can see a bearish pin bar just formed. Now it is Monday, so there might be some more movement up into this area. So we need to anticipate that. So on the 1 hour, we currently have a bullish break structure, and because of where price is right now, on the 4 hour at least, we're just entering into a premium. We might see some further pullback into this area. So I've marked out these scenarios. Scenario 1 is this is an old external range marker on the 1 hour, and if it goes through that, then we could see potentially price come all the way to here. So those are the two scenarios. Still bearish on the daily and the 4 hour. The 1 hour's shifted into a retracement, I would say, right now. So we should anticipate a reversal quite soon on that side of things. In terms of the low time frames, still top down. So we have a 30-minute bearish candle here, pin bar formed on the 30-minute. I can't really see much else in this at the moment. The Sunday night candle open for the week is just by here, marked it all out, so you can see price is going up. And on the power of 3, this is the accumulation right now, accumulation phase. So we're in a retracement, I would say, on the high time frames, preparing for some more shorts going into the week. The 15-minute. So I've made a start. If we go back to last week, we had this external range form on Thursday. Friday's external range was around here. That's all been taken out, so I took it off. There's no point in keeping it. It's just getting a little bit too messy, the chart. So just so you can see that where price retraced to, we had 2 touches marked out by these things here, and then a third touch, which the freshness of the zone is weak at that point, so it broke through as anticipated. The zone down here, you can see it's been left open So we can see prices coming back down to that to take out that liquidity below. So it's all set up as far as I can see on the lower time frames. We should anticipate price coming down to here. Right now, not seeing much opportunity yet. We have a dealer's range set up overnight on the Asian range by this mapped out by this high and this low. This is the fractal forming again, so we have a market maker buy model just by that. Got some nice price action down here as well. So we had bearish pin bar on this retest of this. So that's one touch. We could get a second touch and then a third touch. So if I just put that on there, that's a bullish engulfing bar. So that was the demand side of it. Let me find the rectangle. So there's definitely an area of demand there. So I don't have one set up for the. Let's do that and switch this off to 15-minute, and we'll set that to 15 minutes demand. So that's within that blue zone that I've set up. So it's creating liquidity here underneath. This is the first touch. So find the that one. First touch is here. So that's a positive touch. And you can start to see the liquidity form there. So I want to see a second touch, and then we'll have a break of structure. That's the anticipation down here. So in terms of scenarios, if we go with price coming down to here, break and retest would look something like that. Alternatively, for the day, we might see a second touch. Come down to here, and some higher prices. That is my guess as to what is going to happen. I got a feeling this will be the scenario eventually, but for the week. So when that happens, I don't know. Can't say right now, but so that's red. What we got? Let's have a look. So that's all set up. So that's my scenario. We've got the first range set up now. I'm anticipating this becoming a zone. So this becomes external range, and then we've got internal range by here. So I need the lower portion of that on the lower time frame. Yeah. So that's what I'm thinking. That's my bottom up right now. I'm still short, so I'm not seeing shorts coming in yet. This could be a pullback to this level. If I see price come back to here, and I see a 15-minute bullish candle, and potentially a break of structure on the 5-minute, that would be a good place to get in right now. Okay, it's now coming up to 8:05 New York time. For me, that's just gone 1 o'clock in the afternoon. On the 30-minute, you can see this huge bearish candle appeared. It's the pin bar. and since then price has hit this 1 hour dealing range low. I don't think that's a coincidence. On the 1 hour, that's an old area which is now completed. 15 minute, we had a pullback. Didn't quite hit this demand zone down here. It's hit the 1 hour dealing range low. You can see how price is bouncing off it, and it created this bullish pin bar by here, and price has moved away quite quickly. There's also a gap down by here, so this is an order block. This is a propulsion block. It's also a basing candle on the 15 minute. And when we drop down into the 5 minute, you can see the break structure just by here. Price breaks these highs, the bodies, focus on the bodies. Got a low, high, lower low. There's a market maker buy model there, and the entry was any of these candles, placing it at the lows. So depending on where I was, we could have waited for price to come up to here once we're below, and be targeting this area and this high up by here. So that's a 3-to-1 trade just by that. That would have been easy to get into. Fortunately, I'm not observing the market at the moment. Work commitments, so this is retrospective stuff. Okay, time is now 9:30 New York time, and you can see a really nice big down bar. So lots of strength here. We had on the 15, we had 2 touches. There was a trade here on the 5 minute. So we had an initial area of strength come into the market. This is the protraction going up on the 15 minute, at least it's a bit more evident. So I marked this out earlier on this morning. So we had a high, low, and price started to move upwards. So the this at time was 3 o'clock in the morning. All this area is protraction. So what we're seeing now is the creation of the external range liquidity just by here. This looks like it's going to break the area I've marked in blue, and we've had two touches of this zone. Now price on the 5 minute, you can see how it's responding to it, and this takes me into the breakout now. So we're getting a break structure coming in, and we can anticipate a retest of that. As soon as it retests, that's a big indication to get in on the downwards move, I would say, at that point. So I'm going to keep my eye on this and try and get an entry in on the shorts by here. But there was an opportunity this morning for a nice long position, 3-to-1. We had strength here in price. You can see the gap that formed, and we had a break structure. So low, high, lower, low, break structure, retest in this area, and there was a real nice trade of the retracement that we could have done, and that's on the 15 minute. The 1 hour, if we look at the 1 hour now, that's the 4 hour. At the 1 hour, we have a nice high and a low, high, and a break structure just appeared just by there. So I'm confident that's the end of the retracement, and we're expecting now to see a pullback to this blue zone. That would be my market for that. So the freshness is gone on this demand zone. By there, freshness is broken, and this is now the internal range liquidity that we're going into. So this becomes resistance, this blue bar. So initially it would have been support, and it's turning into resistance as we're looking at it right this minute. Okay, it's now coming up to 12 p.m. in New York. The 15-minute, so you can see here how this in the last video I did, price actually broke this demand zone that I'd set up, and my eye was on this area anyway, and as price came in, and I quick to assume that we were moving into internal range liquidity down below, but the guardrail, I would say, that stopped me going in on that is the fact that you want to see a proper break and retrace. It just so happens that as this candle closed, it didn't close below it, so it's just a deeper pullback into this demand zone. Now that's 2 touches now that have occurred on this area. So my eye, I'll keep attention on that in days to come. But the freshness of this zone basically is now weak. So it's achieved 2 touches, as you can see from here. Initially this morning, this fractal was by here, so this was over here as well. But it didn't actually, price didn't actually come down at this area. It created its own demand zone. So that's stood the test. And the actual touch was this one by here. So this was 9:30 candle. As we hit the 10 o'clock candle, it broke through this high here. So we know that price was going up for at least this morning's session. Onto the high time frame midterm, the 4 hour. I've submitted to this area down by here, becoming a break of structure on the 4 hour. So that puts the 4 hour and the 1 hour into markup, and placing a fib from the high to the low. We can see that we're now into premium end of the current range that's been established from this high to this low, and the 62% retracement is within that bearish breaker that we've got here, which is also a bearish engulfing bar. We got all the 3-day high up here as well. So on the daily, I hadn't this morning marked out that 3-day high and 3-day low. Now price is currently moving quite rapidly towards that 3-day high, and just at that high we've got all these equal highs just by here as well, and it's within that optimal trade entry range. So I've marked this area now as where I see price heading to, and that's its objective. It's trying to get to those highs, and that's probably going to be it for today really. We don't want to see price break above this high by here, because that would mean price is high probability is it's going to go break these highs on the daily. So we want to see this stay intact. We want to see somewhere within this region, I would say, we put it on the 4 hour supply. We want to see price, let me draw one in, hit this and go down. If it doesn't, we're potentially looking at a reversal on the daily, but we're not there yet, so it's too early to say. But right now, at least in the midterm, we're on markup, so we should be seeking buys until the 1 hour reverses, and I'm seeing no signs of that at the moment. So until we see that reversal, the target is this area up here, so there's lots of bullish moves. Okay, it's just coming up to 4 o'clock in New York, so the afternoon session is coming to an end. Today, no trading's been taking place. The weekly is in retracement, as we can see from the upwards candles since Friday. 4 hour, we had break of structure at the lows. Into the right chart. Break of structure at the lows. I wasn't entirely sure if that was right, but as today's progressed, I've reviewed it again and I'm submitted to it being bullish right now, so we're in markup. The 1 hour looks as though we've had a break of structure now, so it's a little bit in a strange area. We do have some zone going on here, but I don't see anything other than on the 4 hour where I've got the fib set up at the moment. We're in an area of premium. If we took, well, even there it is, yeah, but if we move this back down to here, we're in that region of 62 to 79% retracement. So the hour looks like it's broken based on what I can see here. So let's just put in the markers for it. We have a high, a low, and a high. Only just. That creates the market maker buy model end of the fractal, and we do the same again for the reverse of that. And I shall stick it here, and down, and shift that over one, just easier to read that way, and that gets set to the 1 hour market maker sell model. So within this area, just by here, we have have I got one I can use, the 1 hour break of structure just by there. So that would indicate a 1 hour break of structure, at least. If we drop into the 30 minute, it looks a bit more clearer here. I've got some work to do on my template still. So definitely higher by here than this high. So we've got a high, low, and a higher high. There's structure down here. So that's these equal lows on the 5 minute. Just by there, and that forms the consolidation. So that was midday today, and then we get a high, a higher high. On the 5 minute, we do have a 5 minute break structure here. So we've got this rally up, a basing candle, and a drop. So we do have first signs of it shifting there. 15 minute also broke here, and we're into retracement now. So this is kind of like the phase one of distribution. Let's see what happens in the morning, but for today no trading was taken. I was close to setting my bias on the lower time frame, but price didn't quite break this low, and we didn't get a retracement in this pattern, so it carried on going up. That was my guardrail for getting in the wrong direction. It's good to have that on the chart, and that's a progress from where I've been in the past. I've been too keen to get in when it is just coming back, revisiting, say, a demand zone, only to carry on in the same in the original direction, which is upwards right now. So this morning we were still bullish based on the hour, but going by what I'm seeing at the moment, I'm confirming in the morning. See what price does. It looks like it's broke, at least on the 1 hour. What have I done here? I didn't mean to do that. That's it. So the 1 hour is just by there. 4 hour is in an optimal trade entry area from that high to that low. So it kind of lines up based on the narrative. I just need more confirmation that the hour's shifted, I think. And we'll know for sure in the morning. It's Tuesday. The Power 3, I've only got this on the 30-minute down. This is the Sunday open. There's the price in the blue line, and price has gone up. So this is going to be protraction, market protraction all the way up. Manipulation, so accumulation, manipulation at the top, followed by a reversal, and then down heading for these lows. So we've got equal lows here. That's the equal lows on here, and gunning for the equal lows here. So everything's set up to go down as far as I can see. There's just liquidity all the way down.